Hey folks, Rick here. Okay, we're going live right at you just with my phone today. Right back at you. Okay, and the question I have today is, or my statement for 2023 is, who are you going to be in 2023? All right, that's my new saying for the year. I hope you like it, because I do. Anyway, so, what I want to start off today with is, these are the 4 questions I really would like you to think about. What's my definition of success? Okay, and why? Like, what does that mean to me? To me, I like to break it down to 5 areas of my life: my job / money, health, relationships, okay, mindset, okay, and what's my 5th one? Health, relationship, mindset, job, money, and spirituality. Okay, and spirituality is my last one. Okay, so you want to have an idea of what your goals are. Like what I do, okay, I'm going to show you right now, a little inside secret here. Okay, so what I do is I take a check, very simple. Learned this from Jim Carrey when I was in Toronto at a Mike Ferry event. I do it every year. Have this little check here, as you can see. Okay, on the front, it's written out to me, from me. And on the back is my 10 affirmations. I have 2 for each of the 5 categories. Okay, so I have a dollar amount I want to make. Plus I have, so in those 5 categories, what are my 2-sentence goals? Keep it very simple. Okay, what are your 2-sentence goals? Okay, health, what do you want to do? I mean, like for me, one of them is how much I weigh, body fat, what I'm eating. I've had every test you can possibly have because my wife is a nurse practitioner for the over 50 category. So far, doing good, okay? All right, so what are your goals in that category? What's your spirituality goal? Meditation, whatever it is. What about relationships, family? Okay. What about your business and money? All right. So, you have to decide what these areas are, and you have to have, in my opinion, write it down. That's when the magic happens. Okay. So what's your definition of success? And then, how much money do you want to make? How many transactions do you want to do? All right. Okay. So I think that's really important for you. People don't have a problem achieving goals. They have a problem setting them, writing them down, committing to them, being held accountable, all those things that a lot of us don't like to do. Okay? That's number 1. Second one is, what activities do you do that make you the most money? All right, so you're in real estate, so talking to people has to be up there. Okay, so one of the activities I do is when I talk to people. You can call it prospecting, you can call it whatever you want. All right? But you have to be talking to people. You have to be letting them know, okay? Like, this is what I do. Can I help you in any way? Your sphere, expired listings for sale by owners. Not a mystery, the categories that you are working to make money in. So what are the things you do that make you the most money? Number 1 is you got to be talking to people. Number 2, what about presentations? How good are you on your presentation? Buyers and sellers. Have you practiced it? Do you know what you're going to say? By the way, I'm doing Success Series live at the St. Rose office, 1 to 4, 9th through the 13th. That's next week. Okay, come on down. I mean, you get CE. You get free CE. That's my saying. All right? You have to decide which one. Okay, so look, I'm going to decide what activities I'm going to do. I recommend that they're the ones that you get paid the most money to do. Think about this. Okay, if my goal is to be a top producer or whatever transaction number you want to be at, what are the top producers doing? What are the people that are doing the kind of transactions that I want to be doing? Like, what are they doing on a daily basis? Find out what they're doing. I can tell you for the agents I coach, they're talking to people. A lot of them keep track. How many conversations they have per day, how many appointments they're going on, what their average commission check is, how many transactions they need to do to meet that goal, and so forth. Okay, I think it's important that you know all those numbers. I mean, you're a business. You're a walking, talking business. I love I saw an interview with Jay-Z and Warren Buffett. Uncle Warren, as you know, some of you know I call him. Never met Warren Buffett, but I've read everything about him, so I feel like I know him. So I call him Uncle Warren, and I happen to work for him. So they go, I call him Uncle Warren. And I saw an interview with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z has a great line. He says, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. And I thought, that's exactly what you are in real estate. You're a walking, talking business. You're a solo entrepreneur. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself with this company if you use all the tools, the brand, the marketing, and everything that we have. All right. I mean, it's crazy what we have in the Virtual Agent Center 2.0. Become comfortable, use it. Your job is to fill it with names, set them up, whether it be, the neighborhood reports or the newsletters. I like that combination because newsletters are more national. The other one's hyperlocal, being the neighborhood reports. You can use them whenever, just in there, use it. Okay, there's something called Percy in there. That's all, go to the VAC classes, Virtual Agent Center classes, and you'll learn how to use them and take your database, put it right in there, set them up on the auto stuff. So you're talking to people, they're getting stuff from you, no more than a couple a month emails. I think each of those, one a month was what I would do. And then make sure you're connected with everybody on social media. Look, I know a lot of you find this hard to believe, but this is a Facebook Live. I don't wake up in the morning while shaving and say to myself, look at you, huh? Can't wait to do a Facebook Live today. I don't do that. I really don't. I look at my videos just like you guys do, and I go, oh my God, look at my forehead, looks like a Shar-Pei dog. And so I do all the same stuff that you guys do to yourself, okay? The question is, but the difference is between me and some of you is that I do it every day. I do a video every day. I do a Facebook Live twice a week. All right, so I do all these things that really made me uncomfortable at first. Prospecting on the phone was not comfortable for me at first. Talking to people on the phone, not comfortable. Going on listing appointments, remember I started at 19. The great thing about when you start at 19 is you already think you know everything, and then you get beat up and you realize you don't know much, okay? You need to learn more, all right? And then is when the magic happens. As soon as you realize you don't know everything and you know very little compared to what information is out there, all right, you start to grow, become better. You're teachable, you're coachable. So if you really want to have a great 2023, be all you can be in 2023, okay, you have to, join coaching. My coaching for Berkshire Hathaway agents is free. It doesn't affect your split. There's no bill eventually coming. You're not going to have to pay anything down the road. It's free. Join my coaching. Send an email to my assistant, Lisa P at bhhsnv.com. Okay, so here's the thing that I always like to tell people. Okay, and this is my fourth question. Who are you being right now versus who you know you could be being? There's always a gap. Don't lie to yourself. One of the things we got to do this year is be honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Don't beat yourself up, but tell yourself the truth. There's certain things that I'm doing and I do extremely well. Keep doing those. There are certain things that I could get better at, like maybe my listing presentation, maybe my buyer presentation. Maybe I need to get a little more professional in each one of those. And then there's other activities that I'm probably not doing at all that I know that if I just got through the uncomfortable phase, I could also do them as well. Every one of you has some of those. I have them too. Okay, so the closer you can bring those together, here's who I'm being, here's who I want to be. The closer you can bring them together and actually make them congruent, the better off you're going to be. All right, so it requires being uncomfortable. Look, if you're not being uncomfortable, you're not trying enough. If you're not hearing rejection, you're not trying enough. What if you could do all of this and not take it personally? Wouldn't that be great? Like I call people, they hang up on me. I mean, what can possibly happen when someone hangs up on you? Oh my God, they were mean to me. Like when I used to run the Mike Ferry Prospecting School, and even when I do one here, I always start with this question. All right, who's looking for people who aren't moving? Oh, good. None of us are. We're not looking for people who aren't moving. They act differently. The people who are moving, you're speaking their language. You're speaking their language. You still have to get through the reflex no, ask questions, repeat, approve, ask the next question. You still have to do that because sometimes you take their surprise. Think about this. I'm sitting in my living room. I've been talking with my wife about moving off and on for the last 4 months. All of a sudden, I hear this. Good morning. This is Rick Berube with Berkshire Hathaway. We just sold a home in your neighborhood over on Oak Street, had 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. And how about you folks? You ever thought about making a move? Right? And then you're thinking, how does he know? He's pathic. Yes. No, I've heard people say that to me. And I go, it must be fate. All right. So it's really, so when you have somebody on the line, it's very obvious if they're moving. Sometimes eventually you got to get a couple questions in. So never give up. Never fall for the reflex no. Keep going. Okay. But the question is, Okay, so what's your definition of success? That's question number one. What is your definition? All right, write it down. Have some categories. Definitely have a business plan, but I'm assuming you all have that by now. All right. Okay, what activities do you do that cause you to make the most money? You should all know what that is as well. All right. Maybe I can look at a top producer or somebody in my office or take them to lunch or find out what they're doing and listen to what they're doing. Don't listen to disqualify, because some of you do that. We all do that. Listen to what they're doing and actually learn a few things. Okay. And then who are you being versus who you could be being? Bring those together. And I think you'll have the year you want. Guys, real estate is not that complicated. It's really a whole bunch, a truckload of common sense that you just need to lay out into a daily schedule and then follow it every day. On the days you feel like it, follow it. On the days you don't feel like it, follow it. On the days that you've had, follow it. You got to follow your schedule every single day, at least 5 days a week. Not 7, but 5. All right. So if you take these 4 questions into consideration and you actually go through this work, it takes groundwork. It takes preparation. All right. You know, it's not, it just doesn't happen on its own. A lot of people watch these non-reality shows and they think that real estate is, you know, I can just show up and use my personality. And your personality is completely helpful if you have one. No, if you have a good one, some of us need to work on them. I know I had to work on my questions. I was a statement person, especially starting as early as I was. Statement, statement, statement. When I learned to ask questions, my whole life became easier as far as from a selling situation. It's easier when you ask questions. Plus, how can you help somebody if you don't know? Think about when you go to the doctors. The major things I learned about the doctor is they ask you the same question 3 different ways to make sure you gave them the right answer. That's number 1. So ask a lot of questions, and they never give you personal experiences. Could you imagine you went to a doctor and you have an issue and they go, yeah, let me tell you about what happened to me when that happened. They never do that. So why would you? You do it because you don't have a presentation and you're nervous and the most familiar story you know is yours. So you just break out into that. Okay, I don't want to say they don't care, but they don't care. They don't care how much you know or what until they know you care. Until they know you care about them. When you put, your clients and customers number 1, it's very obvious. When you put yourself number 1, it's very obvious. They don't want number 2. Okay, that didn't come out right, but you get the point. They want number 1, which is they want you, to make sure, they want to feel that they're number 1 with you. I mean, isn't that your fiduciary responsibility as part of your license anyway, to put them number 1? So keep that in mind. Ask a lot of questions. Be really curious. I like the words intense curiosity about their story, their life, what's going on, how you can help. And I think you'll have an incredible year. The year, the Fed's doing what the Fed's doing, which is setting astronomical records in raising the base rate, which has affected mortgage rates, slowed the market down a little bit. But all these people are on the sidelines. You have the opportunity now, while a lot of people are crying about it, to build a killer, consistent pipeline. Okay, so you'll do business right now, and when things loosen up, you'll have a massive inventory, to cash in on as well and help your clients and customers. Okay, so hopefully this has been helpful. If I can help, please come to Success Series. If you're in Nevada, come to Success Series next week, 1 to 4, St. Rose office, 9 to the 13th, Monday the 9th through Friday the 13th, lucky Friday. All right, and then if you're in Arizona and California, be looking on all the social media and emails that go out for the link to get on that on Google Meets. All right, guys, let's do it, 2023.